What's up, Fratero fam? The Las Vegas project continues. Going to Jewel tonight. Never been to Jewel before. My lift is about to be here in a second, so let's go.
What the f? What the f?
So I really enjoyed Jewel. The vibe was super unique, I found, compared to almost any other Vegas club I've been to, which I'll get to in a little bit. Basically, you walk in, there's a huge set of stairs, you walk up, and then you're basically out on this balcony that overlooks the entire club. You have obviously the entire dance floor, the DJ, basically all the different tables and everything. In addition, upstairs, and some clubs have this, it's kind of a rare thing, they actually have TVs that are literally recording and showing you live what the DJ's doing on stage. You know, it's similar to, like, say if you're at like a sports game and you're in like the stadium seating and you see the TVs that have, like, you know, the zoom up of like the players on the field. It was the same exact thing. So it's kind of like funny. I felt like almost the balcony had an odd vibe of like a sports bar because there were a bunch of tables that also you can put your drinks on and kind of stand up and just be kind of chilling and looking out and everything. And I found that obviously, like most nightclubs, the balcony or the non-dance floor area was a lot less packed. So it almost had like an odd sports bar vibe given just like the setup and like the TVs and you could see the DJ and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. Then obviously you go downstairs. When you go downstairs, also you have the crazy dance floor and all the lights and lasers and everything. The production too of Jewel I thought was really interesting, as most nightclubs, when it comes to the lights and lasers, have them be mostly stationary and they kind of move either left to right or up and down. So they're not super dynamic and they have like a ton of them just set up in such a way that creates this effect of, you know, things going on like crazy everywhere. You know, we've all seen the videos. Obviously, all the nightclubs I've gone to about the crazy lights and lasers. But I found that Jewel had probably had some of the most dynamic lights and lasers that I saw, where they had almost, I think it was maybe four of them, four different almost cubes with lights and lasers shooting out of them. And they almost, when I was watching them, it seemed like they could almost spin at a 360-degree angle. So it almost had this spinning thing like that on four of them, and it kind of created this effect of, you know, it made it feel more chaotic and hectic and insane, even though it's only, you know, four basically different cubes or sets of them. So obviously when I was in the nightclub, I remember thinking like, wow, these lights and lasers are nuts, like insane and crazy. And when I looked up, I realized, wow, like, you know, it's just that whoever produced them made them more dynamic and more just gave them more momentum and movement so that way could create this crazy effect, which I thought was awesome. Now, when it comes to the vibe of Jewel, what's interesting is when it comes to Vegas clubs, I feel like most of them have a very top 40 feel, right? I mean, think about it. You're in Vegas, you want to appeal to the masses, so either A, you do a lot of top 40 music, B, so like top 40, I'll say pop, right? B, you have a lot of hip hop, right? Because everyone loves hip hop for the most part. And 3, when it comes to EDM, you specifically have house, right? The house is kind of the top 40 or mainstream genre or subgenre within electronic music. An interesting thing about Jewel is I actually got a very heavy bass vibe from Jewel. Like, Jewel is one of the first nightclubs that I heard, I mean, like, raging dubstep. And the crazy thing is, if I'm listening to, like, say, like, Nightmare at Hakkasan, obviously he's going to play dubstep, right? He's known for bass, so it kind of makes sense with his personality. But at Jewel, I can't remember who the DJ was, but it's more of a, local resident DJ, but he was still dropping, dubstep and heavy bass trap and everything. And I was like, wow, people were going crazy to it. And I was like, I actually got, interestingly enough, a very strong heavy bass / trap / dubstep vibe from Jewel. So I feel like the track for Jewel is going to be probably the most bass heavy on the album. Obviously, I have no idea, how I'm going to produce it until I get to my studio. But I feel like with most of the tracks I'm going to make for most of the nightclubs, they're going to have a very mainstream pop house feel, right? It's Vegas. Most of the nightclubs have that kind of poppy mainstream feel, but I feel like Jewel, for whatever reason, had this super heavy, like I'm almost picturing super heavy 808 bass, super loud, mixed down, super loud, just the way I'm going to produce it and engineer it is meant to be, I think, a super loud, almost even borderline aggressive bass style track, which is awesome. It's kind of almost relieving because I feel like every nightclub I've gone to, I've heard a lot of the same songs, the same cliche mainstream top 40, pop, house, hip hop style tracks. And Jewel's the first club, besides having, the actual DJs like Nightmare that I saw at Hawks and everything, but besides those mainstream DJs that are known for that, this is the first nightclub that you have a resident DJ dropping like super heavy bangers.